Are you ready? Are you ready for the thrill of victory? Are you ready to taste victory? Are you ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level? Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
What's going on, everybody? Cappers Nation Live, Monday Game Day Edition. What's going on? Happy Monday, everybody. Monday, December, February 10th. Wish we were still in December. The year is going by too quick. What's going on, everybody? Joe Dirt, Justice Prantia, Thomas, Michael, Mr. Blevins, Glenn W., Shane, Everez, KC in the house. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have everybody here. Going to be a nice little short show for us today. Do apologize for the few-minute late start today, but we were here nonetheless, getting everything up and running. As always, we'll be live again tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Monday through Friday. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way we get that way you get notified each and every single time we drop a video. You do not want to miss out. So, got our live odds up and running. Premium Plays had a nice big 3-in-1 day yesterday, as we went over during our daily free play video yesterday. Free plays stunk it up yesterday, unfortunately. Hopefully, get them back in the big win column later tonight for everybody. But we'll have a nice live show, break down some games. Off on some of the breakdowns yesterday. But, you know, that happens from time to time. Butler not coming through for us, unfortunately, yesterday. UConn plus 1.5, winning by 1. As we said, we had a final score prediction of 67-66. Not too shabby of a prediction based on the overtime scores. With overtime, it was 72-71. UConn getting the job done, take away the 5 that they scored there, and we were right on track, right on the money there. So won that lean there, and then the big lean on the Houston Cougars yesterday, who absolutely smashed Wichita State by 33 points at home. So leans yesterday for the live show, nice big 2-0 on point. Big 2-0 for the leans on the show yesterday. Free plays were the ones stinking it up. Henry, good morning. So hopefully we'll be able to do the same today, keep everything rolling in the right direction as far as the live show goes. Small board today as far as regular games. A lot of added extra games today on the board. Great NBA card today. If you have not already looked at the NBA, great card there on the board. And going to be a great time today. Going to be a nice big day and all the way around. Premium plays yesterday, getting the money yesterday. Boston OKC over the total of 218. That was a winner. The Clippers smashing Cleveland yesterday. That was a winner. Washington State over. That was a winner. The only one that we dropped was George Mason plus 1.5, and they lost by a whole 2 points. Lost by that whole 2 yesterday, which was the only premium play loser on the board. And unfortunately, catching 1.5 and losing by 2 doesn't equal a win. So that one stunk it up there. NHL split out yesterday, lost the dog in Chicago after they were winning 2-0, then 2-1, and then giving up 4 straight goals in the third. But we hammered back with a win over Colorado. Overall, NHL's been pretty good, pretty hot. Big D Mall in the house. What's going on? Michael Jenkins, what's going on, sir? Definitely going to be a great day today. Going to break down a couple games for you guys. Put you guys on some winners. Thanks to everybody that jumped on board, gave us a big thumbs up already. To the 2 douchebags that hit the thumbs down, getting a big warm round of applause and a thank you to you as well. Thank you for helping keep our show relevant and showing up on a daily basis to pound the thumbs down button. We much appreciate you guys just as much as we do the people that hit the thumbs up, and all of our friends, family, and clients and supporters throughout the years. Always appreciate everybody as well, even the haters, because we wouldn't be where we are without the haters. So to the haters that are out there, nice big thank you. Actually, an extra thank you to you, because you keep making us drive and succeed and drive for more success. So more than likely, Michael, they definitely probably have no more money to bet, or it's the other services that don't bet their games in the first place anyways, you know. So, you know, sadly, there's quite a few services like that that are out there that don't actually bet their own games. They spend all day flagging videos on YouTube because they're sitting in their recruiter's office with nothing to do. Nothing to do. So, with that being said, let's get this show on the road, and you know, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun, and let's make some money. So, just getting the live odds up and running, and once that is done, we'll be able to jump full swing into it. Speaking of live odds, if you guys want free access to live odds, just head over to our website, cappersdirect.com. Click on the odds tab, scroll down, and you will have access to them. So today, let's see here. Let's log into the Stats LLC account and see what we've got going on today in our account. Baylor, Texas, Florida State, and Duke is going to be a hell of a game. Colgate and Big Boston U, TCU, Texas Tech, UNC Asheville versus Hampton. A lot of added games today, guys. For the most part, all added games, and just a couple regular games on the board today. But either way, it's gonna be a great day nonetheless. Love what we're putting out, and love what we're about to put out for my personal plays to everybody. Personal plays featuring 2 NBA and a college basketball. My personal plays have not been sent out, but they will be sent out a little bit later today. As soon as I get off the live show, I'll start working on getting all those sent out to everybody, and making sure everybody's on the right side of the plays. So, happy Monday, everybody. Odds are just now popping up, so let's get this going on. 4 regular games today. You've got Florida State and Duke, game 865, 868. And then after that, you've got Portland State and Northern Colorado. After that, you got Baylor and Texas, and then rounding it out, you've got TCU and Texas Tech. Everything else is an added extra games on the card today, and there's quite a few of them. Thomas, what's going on? Congratulations. Mr. Grover, good morning. Good morning to everybody tuning in. Joe Dirt asking if anybody likes the Mavericks tonight. All right, so what we're going to do. Prantia, did I leave the backdrop at the lake? No, it's actually here, but I haven't had time to put it back together yet and do all of that. And should be up and put back together hopefully tomorrow. Just haven't had any spare time, but I'll get it back together. It's much better than looking at the black or the blank wall behind me. All right, so got everything up and running for us. The first game that we're going to do. Now, some of these games I do have plays on, so to give a breakdown, I may not have a lane on it, or vice versa on one side or the other, but we'll definitely try and touch all 4 of the regular games today, maybe an added game or 2 if we have time. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be live for too long today, so let's just start right with it. Let's start right at the top of the list. We're going to start with the Florida State and Duke game. Florida State and Duke, we'll start right there, and then we'll hit the Baylor and Texas game after that. And we'll bounce around from there. So we'll hit some of these high-profile games for everybody. First of all, let's take a look at the opening odds on this game. Game 865, 866. First of all, Duke opening up as an 8.5-point favorite. That line is now up to 8. Hold on one quick second, folks. One quick second. All right. Opening up as an 8.5-point favorite. They're now down to 8. However, Bovada actually has Duke laying 7.5. Florida State plus 7.5 there with some money coming in on Florida State early. Total opened up at 147.5, and it's moving, guys. It's already up to 149 at 5 dimes, 149 at the D. Caesars has them at 149. Bovada as well as Bet DSI all at 149, and I would not be surprised to see this one go higher. Taking a look at both programs, first of all, when you're taking a look at Florida State, taking a look at the Seminoles, guys, 20-3 on the year. Very, very, very impressive. 10-2 in conference play, playing there in the Atlantic Coast Conference, guys. Duke, you've got 20-3 as well, 10-2 in conference play. One of these two teams is going to end up 11-2. The other one's going to end up 10-3 when it's all said and done. Going to be a great battle, guys. And first of all, Florida State on the road. You got to take a look at, what are they able to do on the road? They've only got 3 losses on the year, and all 3 came on the road. They lost to Pittsburgh 63-61 to start the year. They lost by 16 to Indiana, 80-64, and they also lost 61-56 to Virginia back on the 28th of January, which was their second conference loss. It's actually their only other loss was against Pittsburgh to start the year. Since their loss to Virginia, guys, they've rattled off wins against Virginia Tech, which was on the road, and then they backed it up with 2 straight home wins, big home wins against North Carolina and Miami. Taking a look at Duke, guys, they're coming off that overtime thriller over North Carolina on the road, where they won 98-96 in OT. Before that, they had a 63-55 victory over Boston College. Before that, a road win over Syracuse, Pittsburgh, Miami, back when right before they had their two little games struggle against Clemson and Louisville, where they lost back-to-back games. So Duke absolutely rolling. Mike Krzyzewski and his program, guys, the Blue Devils, riding a 5-game win streak after their 2 straight losses. And first of all, Duke at home. They haven't played a home game since January 28th, and it's been over 2 weeks since they've played, about 2 weeks since they've played at home, folks. And they're probably definitely looking forward to a nice big home court advantage that they always have there at the Cameron Indoor Stadium. And believe it or not, it's not that big of a home court advantage, a 3.5 score. It's only the 102nd toughest place to play in all of Division I. It's not that big of an arena, holds 9,314 fans. And when you start taking them, taking a look at both teams side by side, that's where you can, start to dissect, certain things. And it's not about, how teams were playing at the beginning of the season. How are teams playing in conference play? How are teams playing in conference play? That's really what matters. And, taking a look at it. Shane asked, does Florida State have the better defense? As far as in Division I overall, no. Duke's got the better defensive numbers based on adjusted efficiencies. Not by much. They come in with the 12th best defense, whereas Florida State's 19th. As far as in conference play, the Atlantic Coast Conference, again, no, they don't have the better defense. Duke does. Duke comes in with the second best numbers and with adjusted efficiencies in conference play, with Florida State coming in a close third right behind them, not far off, just by 1.5 points off. No problem, Thomas. Just send me an email. As far as offensive goes, there's no denying Duke's offensive powers are the number 6 best defense with 6th best offense with adjusted efficiencies in all of Division I. Florida State comes in 38th. When it comes to in conference play, Duke's got the number 1 offense in their conference. Florida State coming in 5th. Taking a look at both teams side by side comparison, there's some things that Florida State does exceptionally well where Duke has been struggling, and that's the free throw line. Duke has been struggling on the free throw line, and there's no doubt about it. Big Tom, what's going on? Both Toms in the house. And let's start out with Florida State. Florida State hitting 52.6% from the field. Number stays the same in conference play. They're hitting 36.5% from out deep beyond the arc. 36th best three-point shooting team in all of Division I. However, in conference play, they're the number 2 three-ball shooting team in their conference, hitting 40.6% of all their three-point attempts. 51.4% of all their jump shots, layups, and dunks, those two-point plays. They're converting 51.4% in conference play. That number is down to 47.7%. They're a 77.7% free throw shooting team. The number 11 free throw shooting team in all of Division I. However, in conference play, they're number 1 in their conference, hitting just a smudge under 80%. Excellent free throw shooting team. Do not put Florida State on the charity stripe because they will knock them down and they will make you pay. All right, excellent numbers at defending the ball when they're on offense and limiting turnovers, keeping the block percentage down at a even Steven 7%, as well as 7.5 when it comes to having the ball stolen. Offensive rebounding. Florida State's offensive rebounding percentage, 31.7% of all the rebounds are offensive rebounds. Duke, in that same category, 35.8%. In conference play, both numbers have dropped just a tad bit. Now, Duke, talking about Duke and their shooting, hitting 53.6% from the field, 54.8% in conference play. They lead their conference in that category, as well as many categories on offense that they're leading the charge. And like we said, offensive rebounding, 35.8% of all the rebounds are offensive rebounds. They hit just under 35% from out deep. Very respectable number from three-point range. And that number stayed exactly the same in conference play. They're hitting 54.2% of all their jump shots, layups, and dunks, those two-point plays. Conference play, that number's up to 56%, which makes them number 1 in their conference, guys, the Atlantic Coast Conference. Taking a look at the free throw shooting. All year long, they're a 69.7% free throw shooting team. Conference play, those numbers are up just a smudge to 70.4%. Not the best free throw shooting team, but where they make it up is definitely on their defense, blocking 18.8% total shots, 11.2% of the time they're able to steal the ball as well. So turnover percentage, they're number 1 at creating turnovers in their conference. Even outside of conference, they've got the 7th best turnover percentage in all of Division I. So, Florida State should probably be on the lookout for turnovers, and if they turn over the ball a lot, Duke will definitely make them pay the price. Both of these teams are on the faster pace, 16.7 seconds on average per possession for Florida State, 16.3 for Duke. Taking a look at the 2-foul participation, Duke has been participating 24.7% of the time, playing with 2 fouls in the first half, 2.1% on average, so null and void for the Florida State side. Height advantage, there is a distinct height advantage, almost a full inch height advantage for the players from Florida State on average. Both go to the bench for 37% playing time by bench personnel for Duke, 38.3% for Florida State. So very similar numbers in that category. One number where Florida State relies on the most is the 3-ball. They rely on the 3-ball for 30.9%, so safe to round up and say 31% of their total points come from the free throw, or come from out deep from the 3-point range. Free throw line, both 17.7 and 18.4% for Duke, so not much of a difference there on that stat. So as far as this game goes, I do have a play on the total on this one. But as far as the side goes, the home court advantage, the line dropping, Duke being on the road for their last 3 games, getting to play at home, a place where they play exceptionally well. However, they did lose to Louisville 79-73 at home, and they had that big stunning loss to Stephen F. Austin back in the end of November, and overtime at home as well. So they have proven that they are beatable at home. And if you guys remember Mike Krzyzewski going over and yelling at the Blue Devils on the fans that they were tormenting the wrong player. So, the line on this one being Duke laying 8, and I actually see it dropping, Bovada having 7.5 on this one. I think this one has the making for Not as close of a game as some people think. A lot of people are putting money on Florida State, and that's the reason why the line is dropping, but I think people are seeing it incorrect, and people are seeing it wrong. So as far as the lean goes, I lean towards Duke. On this one, laying the 8. If you can get lower, like Bovada 7.5 is what I would be laying. So definitely shop around for the best line possible, because there's some lines that are better than others, and Duke laying 7.5 at Bovada is better than 8 elsewhere. So I wouldn't be surprised to see other books follow suit in the very near, with a little more money coming in on Florida State. So, but I do lean on Duke here, guys. As far as the total goes, I've got to play on the total. So I said I'd give the breakdown, but may not touch on what our plays are. Maybe I'll end up giving that one for free. Who knows? So there's the lean on that one. Gonna do jump into the next one real quick. Hold on 1 second, folks. All right, next one that we are going to do, we're going to do the TCU and Texas Tech game next. Give me 1 second. Okay. Next, we're going to do TCU and Texas Tech. Next up, TCU and Texas Tech. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully everybody's having a great Monday. If you haven't already done so, make sure you hit the big thumbs up button. If you're new to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop a video. It doesn't matter if it's a pre-recorded video or a live show like this, you will be notified. So definitely hit that thumbs up button and then hit that subscribe button right down below. Going to be breaking down a couple more games for you guys, and we're going to put you guys on a free play. So it's going to be a little bit of a smaller show today. Got some big things in the works for later this week. Cannot divulge what they are just yet, but hopefully I'll be able to announce it all tomorrow or in tonight's daily free play video. Hopefully, fingers crossed that I'll be able to. But got some big things in the works for this week that you guys do not want to miss out on. All right, guys, that you absolutely do not want to miss out on. So with that being said, let's get underway with the TCU Texas Tech game. TCU and Texas Tech, guys, game 871-872. Magnificent. Boy, what's going on, buddy? Texas Tech opening up as a 10.5 point favorite. That line is now down to 10. Total opened up at 128. It's down to 127.5, although I'm still seeing 128 at DraftKings and the D Casino. Everywhere else is 127.5. TCU 13-10 on the year, guys. An absolute dumpster fire. They've lost 5 straight, and they've lost 7 out of their last 8 games. They're 4-6 in conference play, guys. They're in the Big 12 with 5 straight losses to Arkansas, Texas, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Kansas, and now they get Texas Tech, which is a team which was their last win, actually. They last won January 21st, and it was against Texas Tech at home. They beat them 65-54. Here they are, Texas Tech, looking for a little revenge for them, on their own home court. Taking a look at Texas Tech, guys, the Red Raiders from Lubbock, Texas, 15-8 on the year, 6-4 in conference play. They've won 3 out of their last 4 against West Virginia, Oklahoma, and Texas. They've won 2 straight as well. Taking a look at what they're able to do at home. They did have an overtime loss to Kentucky. They beat West Virginia at home. They beat Iowa State at home. They lost to Baylor by 5 at home as well. So definite close games, that Texas Tech has played, at home, that they've either won as a close game or that they've lost as a close game. And the fact that, TCU has already beat Texas Tech. They beat them by 11. at home. I take that with a grain of salt today. For the fact that you have to be able to take a look at, what has TCU done lately besides, being a dumpster fire. They've lost 7 out of their last 8 games. They lost 5 straight. They have not won on the road since January 7th against Kansas State, where they beat them 59-57. Okay. Other than that, they were playing excellent ball up until their game against West Virginia, which started their big spiral. And since then, they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight road games, and they're not just getting beat, they're getting pummeled. They lost by 20 to Oklahoma. They lost by 32 to West Virginia. They lost by 12 to Arkansas on the road. They lost by 16 to Baylor on the road, and they also lost by 15 to Oklahoma State on the road as well. Shane, I didn't go over that because I've got a play on the total. But taking a look at, Texas Tech and what the Red Raiders are going to be capable of doing today. First of all, I do not have a play on this game, so we're going to give you guys my unbiased breakdown on this one. Square 707, what's going on, buddy? Taking a look at TCU, 49.4% from the field. When you take a look at them, besides their 3-ball shooting, there's a lot of red. A lot of red. That and offensive rebounding, there's a lot of red everywhere else. They're a 33.1% offensive rebounding team. Great numbers when it comes to getting offensive rebounds. They hit 34.4% from out deep. They're converting 47.8% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. Dumpster fire when it comes to the charity stripe, guys, 61.7%. Conference play, that number's even lower, 59.4% in conference play. Taking a look over on the other side against Texas Tech, guys, they hit 51% from the field all year long. That number's up to 52.1% in conference play. They actually have the best shooting stats in the Big 12 in conference play. They hit 34.5% from out deep. They're a 37.7% 3-ball shooting team in conference play, which is number 1 in their conference there. They're number 2 when it comes to converting 2-point plays, hitting 49.4% in conference play, 50.6% outside of conference play all year long of all their jump shots, layups, and dunks. They convert 76% from the charity stripe, and that number stayed the same when it comes to conference play as well. Very low numbers when it comes to limiting turnovers when they have the ball on offense. Both teams, guys. TCU's not the fastest pace of play, 18.4 seconds, but still comparing them to the likes of Virginia, they're definitely not on the slower side. Texas Tech, 17.4 seconds on average per possession. 2-foul participation protocol, definite advantage for TCU for the fact that Texas Tech will participate 39.9% of the time, 10.6% of the time for TCU. Both go to the bench for over 26% of their minutes, 31% total minutes played by bench personnel for TCU. TCU relies on that 3-ball a lot. They're going to take a lot of looks. They rely on it for almost 39% of their total points will come from out deep. In Texas Tech, fairly good numbers at defending the 3-ball. They're holding teams all year long to 31.3%, and believe it or not, in the Big 12 conference play, they have the number 1 3-ball defense in all of the Big 12, holding teams to a very impressive low 27% shooting from out deep. So this is a stat that, TCU is great at shooting the 3-ball. However, they're going to be going up against the Big 12's number 1 3-ball defense in Texas Tech. So as far as this one goes, guys, as far as this game goes, I think the line is right on it. I think the line is right at 10. I think that is a true line. I don't think Texas Tech has a big blowout. To me, it's a no bet. If I was going to bet anything at all, I'd probably take TCU plus the 10. But again, I don't even lean towards it. So as far as a lean goes on this one, guys, I think the line is absolutely perfect where it's at. I think the odds makers have it correct at 10. We probably see a 10-point victory by Texas Tech in this scenario. As far as the total goes on this one, as far as the total goes. I think the total on it's a tad bit high, but not enough to make me want to bite. I think the total being at 128 is about 2 points too high. I had the total being, a final score being a total of 126 myself personally, or 126.5. So as far as the total on this one, I do lean towards the under of the TCU Texas Tech game. So, but just a small little under bet, under 128. So, but as far as, the side, no play on the side on that game. So there's that one. We're going to do another one, and we're going to send you guys on your way. Unfortunately, going to be a short show today, but we'll get back to our normal live shows and longer shows here later in the week once we get into the swing of things. So going to be a good day today nonetheless, and let's see if we can't break down another game, put you guys on a winner, and then we'll go about it from there. So the next game that we're going to do the Baylor and Texas game for everybody. Let me pop that one up. We're going to do the Baylor and Texas game for everybody. That's coming up next. Hoop by Night, what's going on, brother? Glad to have you tuning in. Hope all is well with you and the family. One second, guys. Alrighty. This line is moving. Baylor, believe it or not, opened up as a 6.5 point favorite. Game 869, 870, and it instantly went to 5.5. All right, Baylor was actually laying 5.5 this morning. It's now creeping back up. 5 Dimes has them at 6. The Westgate at 6. MGM at 6, the D Casino at 6, Stations at 6. However, Bovada is at 6.5, and I do see it creeping back up the longer the day goes by on this game, which is a 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 Pacific game. I do see that line going back up to 6.5, if not possibly higher. Total opened up at 128. It's still hovering right around there. I do see 127.5 at 5 Dimes, though. And, in various places, you're going to see 127.5 to 128. Glad to hear Hoop by Night. Hope all is well, as well as everybody. And again, if you're new to our YouTube channel, first of all, hit that subscribe button. Take 1 second out of your day. Hit that subscribe button right down below. Hit that subscribe button. Tap that little bell right next to it. That way you get instant notifications each and every single time we drop a free play video or a live show. You will be notified. All right, guys? And when you're done with that, do us a favor. 53 watching here. Only 30 people have interacted. Hit the little X on the live chat button if you're on your mobile device. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Rain, shine, sick, healthy, from my deathbed in the hospital. We will bring you guys content. All right, taking a look at the Baylor Bears, 21-1. They have not lost since November 8th when they lost to the Washington Huskies, 67-64 on a neutral site game. Since then, they have rattled off 20 straight wins, most notably 10-0 in conference play, guys, with their last 3 wins coming against TCU by 16 at home, at Kansas State winning by 6 on the road, Oklahoma State winning by 8 at home, and here they are against Texas. Morning, Ruben. Morning, Thomas. Mr. Blevins, what's going on? Says he likes Baylor. Henry says Baylor by 10. Baylor, no denying it. They do have some big wins on the year. Just the fact of beating Iowa State, Florida, Oklahoma State, Kansas, Texas Tech, Texas. They got rid of Butler already. They beat the Arizona Wildcats at home 63-58. They beat Villanova 87-78. It's a matter of fact, it's a matter of who haven't they beat. And they've beat everybody in their conference so far that they've played. Here they are, 10-0, looking for their 11th straight conference win and their 21st straight win on the season, guys. Taking a look at the Texas Longhorns, they've lost 2 straight. They've lost 5 out of their last 7 with losses to Kansas, West Virginia, LSU. Kansas a second time home and away, as well as Texas Tech again. They're with their 2 wins smudged in the end of January, beginning of February against TCU and Iowa State. So far in the first 10 days of February, they've gotten 3 games. They're 1-2 in the month. They're 4-6 in conference play, guys, the Big 12 conference. And hold on 1 second here. There we go. Closed out my Baylor side. And Baylor absolutely rolling past teams, and here they are. Here they are, guys. Let's compare the numbers side by side and go over them, because there's some aspects that Baylor can definitely improve their game. Free throw shooting, converting 2-point plays. There's a lot of things that Baylor can definitely do better. And yes, thanks for pointing that out, Magnificent Boy. These two teams already played. They played January 4th with Baylor winning by 15 on the road. Baylor was at home. Texas was on the road. They beat them by 15. So here they are, guys. Baylor hitting 49.7% from the field. And this, percent actually went down in conference play. They convert 37.2% of all their rebounds or offensive rebounds. They're the number 4 offensive rebounding team in all of Division I. Conference play, those numbers actually went up just a smudge to 37.4%. Whereas Texas in this category absolutely struggles, down in the 27th percentile, and even lower than that in conference play. Baylor hitting 35.1% of all their 3-point plays. They convert 47.9% of their 2-point plays. So every jump shot, layup, and dunk, they're only converting less than 48%, which is a very low number, especially for somebody who's got the 18th best offense based on adjusted efficiencies in all of Division I. But they definitely excel in other categories. Free throw shooting, they struggle, 69.7% all year long, and that number is actually 2% lower in conference play, down to 67.5%. One thing that Baylor struggled at is having their shots blocked. They're having their shots blocked 13% of the time. They need to be able to limit turnovers in order to have road success, which they've been able to have all year long, except that one little blemish on a neutral site game. Taking a look at Texas, they hit 50.7% from the field. They struggle with offensive rebounds, 27%, 25% in conference play, 33.5% shooting from out deep. They convert 51% of all their 2-point plays. However, that number is extremely low, down to the number of Baylor's low at 46% in conference play. They're a 66.5% free throw shooting team. So again, Texas, no love there when it comes to shooting from the charity stripe. They definitely struggle. They turn the ball over quite a bit, over 20% of the time as well. 2-foul participation. Both are pretty much even in this category. Both participate. Baylor leading the charge at 30.5%, 30.5%, 27.6% for Texas. Both will participate. Height advantage, there's about an inch height advantage on average for every player coming from Texas. Experience level the same, bench minutes roughly the same, 25%. Texas relies on that 3 ball 38% of the time. 38% of the time, and one thing that they're going to have to watch out for is Baylor's defense can defend the 3 pretty well. They're holding games to 31% shooting from out deep all year long, and 30.7% in conference play as well. As far as this game goes, as far as the total goes, I have no play on the total, but I do have a free play for everybody on the side on this game. Some of you may agree, some may not, but that's okay. Not everybody has to agree, but we are betting it. It is a free premium play. As soon as I get this screen fixed, we'll get it out to you. There we go. Free premium play for everybody here. We are rolling with the Baylor Bears laying the 6. Free premium play, the Baylor Bears laying the 6. Got it on the screen and in the comment section. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. If you're new to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe to the YouTube channel. For everybody that tunes in with us daily, or that does not know, we go live 7 days a week, 365 days a year, putting out free content, bringing you guys the best free content out there 7 days a week. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already done so. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, take 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button. As the screen says, hit that subscribe button right down below. All right, guys, hit that subscribe button, get signed up, get notified when we go live. That way you do not miss a beat. All right, guys, that way you do not miss a beat. And again, we'll be live again tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have the daily free play video out a little earlier for you guys for tomorrow. And let's make everybody some money today. All right, guys, make sure you guys get on board. Premium plays went 3-1 yesterday. There's 3 premium plays today. Going to go 3-0 today. So if you want the other ones, make sure you get on board. 3 days, $99. Same thing with my personal plays. 3 days, $99. And it's going to be a big week. So we've got some things up the sleeves for later in the week that hopefully I'll be announcing tomorrow. So do not miss out. All right, guys. So with that being said, good luck. Always bet within your means. Don't do anything stupid. And we'll see you guys all live tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Thanks, Luke, for subscribing to our YouTube channel. We definitely won't let you down. It'll be well worth the free subscription. So with that being said, guys, enjoy your day. Let's make some money. Always bet within your means. Don't do anything stupid. And we'll see you guys all live tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, for a much better and longer show tomorrow. All right, guys, take it easy and have a